Okay, now that I started the recording, again, last week we started talking
Hi,
about the
ma'am.
proactive gameplay. Um, Today we will be continuing on that. We often use the word proactive gameplay to indicate all the actions that everybody should be doing without the commander calling for them. But more importantly, it's all about increasing efficiency and effectiveness by having a shared vision and a shared knowledge about what the commander is trying to do, and that's why we're talking a little bit more about how the commander actually works, and basically each fight uh, independently by the commander can be divided in 4 phases. Um, the very first one is the kiting phase. It's basically the two squads will keep moving at distance between each other. They will try to maintain safe distance. So if one squad tries to push in, the other might move away. It might involve a thing called fake push, which is people will try to get closer to the enemy to bait some key um, skills, like a range spike, for example, or a bomb, even. Um, the kiting phase is one of the most important phase, because it allows both squads to position themselves and try to find a weakness, maybe in the movement of the enemy squad, or maybe they can position themselves near some wall like we have here, or anything that can create a choke point. So that's all about creating a tactical advantage. After that, usually what it follows is a range spike. The range spike phase is, well, defined by trying to attack the enemy squad at 1200 range. It's a spike in a sense that we are not wasting big cooldowns in this phase, and it's mostly about trying to get early downs during a fight, and but we are not committing to a full push. We are not even um, again using any big CDs. Following that, usually there's a bomb. It can be in melee range or at 900, depending on the fight, the terrain, and whatever the situation might be. Um, the bomb phase is when basically all the damage dealers use the biggest cooldown. Then can be multiple bomb phases, of course. That might be like a ranged one followed by a melee, which is usually what happens, right? You are getting closer to the enemy squad. The ranged DPS has started to drop their, for example, the wells or the meteor showers, and then as we get closer, the melee classes use the offensive CDs to burst down the enemies. After that, there is probably one of the most important phases, which is the regroup. Usually, right after a range spike or a bomb, the commander will call for a regroup. Um, Regrouping is important because it allows you for the range DPS or any DPS and all the supports to, let's say, gain a little bit of time to recover the cooldowns, because we just wasted all our cooldowns during a bomb. It's not like we can keep bombing all the time, right? We need time between each of these phases to actually do damage, and we are regrouping because it's the easiest way to then maybe share might again within powers or heal people up, and can also lead to, again, kiting away, moving away, circling the enemy, and find another way to either do a range spike or a bomb. So that's the 4 phases that define some fight. Now, since we were talking about the party gameplay, in all of these phases, and now I will go back to each one of them, there are certain skills that you're supposed to be using, and it makes all the difference to either win or lose the fight. Since I don't want to talk for like another 20 or 40 minutes, I will try to make it this little bit of interactive. So now for each phases, I'll be calling for each classes. If you're shy, link the skills that you are using in that phase. If you fancy talking, that's even better. Right? Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. So in the kiting phase, we are moving. Everybody should obviously focus on movement, right? But that's another component to the kiting phase, which is preventing the enemy squad from pushing without any consequence at all, right? We are moving, we are trying to keep each other distance, and the commander is focused on exactly that. So how can each of the classes help with, preventing the enemy from one pushing us, basically? So
Are we
let's
saying
start.
that this is the simulation of a
No.
simulation of what
we
you
will
just
be
explained, or?
no. We will be simulate that. In a bit. Just
Okay.
like for example, the necromancer, whether they are reapers or scourges, doesn't matter. What do you use while we are moving around?
Oh, cool.
By moving around, you mean while kiting? Or...
Yeah, well, kiting. Yeah, of course.
Okay. Does everyone understand what is meant by kiting? That Chinko just explained is what we're doing now, right? We're moving around each other. We're moving around as a squad.
Yeah, if you
and
guys,
the other squad's moving around. We're not pushing. We're not engaging. It looks like both are trying to decide what to do.
Yeah, I marked Mac as your commander on the other side. So
So we're waiting for a command, basically, but
yeah, we're not doing anything, right?
You
at
should
all.
still be doing something, even though the commander is not calling for you to do something. So
another ball, maybe.
we're going through per class now to find out what are you doing on your class while we're in this position. Okay, I can start on Weaver if you want.
Yeah, we can start with Weaver. I mean, it's the last one, but just kidding. It was the second
well,
one.
it was very quiet, so I thought I'd
Don't
start
be
with the
afraid to
example.
get this stuff wrong, guys. If it's better to get it wrong to have it corrected than it is to not say anything and then get it wrong on the field.
Right. So what we're doing at the moment is it doesn't look like we're going to attack, but obviously I'm going to assume that we will. So I will use one of my longest range skills with the lowest cooldown, which for me is Lava Font.
I can't see you, Sasha. Hold on.
I'm putting it ahead of us because I don't want the other squad to push us while we're thinking about what to do.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
We are barely in range, right? So dropping any skill down prevent us to actually do something, right? Because now if I see a lava font on one side, I probably have to think about going around it. I won't be going over it. So yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing as Elementalist, for example.
I'm on heal Scrapper, so I'm in medkit, just spamming number 1, healing up any damage that is caused.
Yeah, no, kinda,
No?
maybe. I will get to it. For Elementalist, it's also kind of important to look at the field and try to think ahead if there are any positional advantage that you can you can position yourself to, I don't know, flank the enemy squad. In this case, right, if you're moving in this way and you hide on the purple dot on the other side, right, the two sides, you will find yourself on a flanking position, and then you could maybe generate downs while the enemy squad pushes us. Necromancers. So I know that you are quiet. Okay.
Personally, whenever I'm on staff most of the time, so I just generally get one or two of my marks down.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing.
And I always hold one back to also know that when they're pushing, that you can sort of assess which direction they are going to be doing when they're in stealth, because they're, when they get triggered, you can identify where they are. And I sometimes also put down some shades in the path I expect them to go, or us to go, depending on whether I want to provide a barrier or corrupt wounds.
Yeah, one small correction on that. You said shades. You should actually use only one shade rather than multiple shades in this phase, because to maximize the effectiveness of scourges, you should always be using 2 shades while bombing, because they nerf the shit out of them and they only affect 2 targets in World vs. World. So you basically need a couple to be effective. But since you have 3 shades, you can really use one. To simply be annoying. That's the objective, right? And we are trying to, in this phase, we're trying to convince the enemy commander that it's really a bad idea to push us. So, Guardians. Well, Guardians, I mean, Glatzy, because otherwise it's cheating. It doesn't matter whether you are DPS or support, so it always works. Symbols are a nice way to remove Aegis. So even if you are support, you can still drop symbols at range. Or, well, Holy Strikes is kind of wasted because they're not gonna hit anything. Symbols stays on the ground. So again, the important part here is that we are placing fields on the ground that the enemy have to avoid. Chronomancers. We have Rexy. Yeah, I already saw what you are going to do, which is, I mean, it's correct for the most part, but you should actually try to avoid pulling, but rather see and be ready to pull, because your pull is much more effective if it's combined with a range spike. So when the commander start calling for a range spike, and that's really clear when that happens, then you should be pulling. And if the commander plays a symbol like, I don't know, range spike on the purple dot, right, you should be pulling on the purple dot. So, it maximizes the chances of killing people. Revenants? Whatever
I'm running around. I'm pulsing Infused Light, which is healing allies, regeneration, Gaze of Darkness, which is some might to my friends, and speed, swiftness. I'm pulsing that to them. I'm loaded up with my hammer, ready to do a range spike, but I can change to the dwarf order for getting overdone.
Yeah, whatever you do not use phase mesh. Right? That's the most important thing that I can tell you about Revenants.
Unless I'm asked to do it, yeah.
Yeah, unless we ask for a range spike, of course.
Yeah.
Do not do that, even if it feels like it might be, high value.
What skills can I use?
Hammer 1.
Hammer 1, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, basically, do not use phase smash because it leaves you behind. And if I'm moving and you start phase smashing, right? It takes like a couple of seconds of animation to
You'll be
go back and forth.
900 yards away by the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rocks,
I've witnessed that. I've felt it.
Yeah,
I remember
then you-
Mech saying,
Then you get ganked.
yeah, I remember Mech saying in a fight that wait for it, and then when he calls for a spike, have to let go with 2, 3 Coalescence of Ruin, phase smash, and then follow up with the hammer if I get a chance.
Yeah. Now,
But only when asked.
yeah. The very last one is Scrapper. The Scrapper should actually be still in Hammer. There is no need to be in Medkit at this point because we're not taking any damage at all, and you can see the enemy squad, right? So if they are pushing toward us, yeah, sure, switch to Medkit and be ready to sustain. But since we are not even fighting, we are just staring at each other and moving. You can see the enemy squad, so be ready to use your Hammer 5 if you're playing Hammer, but don't waste it. Right? We need that CC. Just
Okay.
be ready to use any kind of CC. That's the idea. Now, during the kiting phase, there is also the concept of fake pushes, right? Which is we try to go near the enemies, we'll drop a bomb, and we move out, usually with a dodge. While doing that, Necromancers should be... No, warrior don't matter. No, I mean, not in this phase anyway. I mean, if you're Berserker, yes. I mean, I could talk to, if you are using longbow, you could do something. But I mean, we are over 1200 range, and you choose melee class. So I'm sorry, Michael. Okay, and doing fake pushes. We are pushing in, right? So if we are getting in range of the enemy, it's highly likely that, you know, the enemy is also within range and they are also going to be potentially hitting us. We are obviously trying to avoid that, and, you know, we are baiting the bomb, so we are ready to push away, but it's inevitable that someone will get hit by this push. So Necromancer, remember to use your small barrier, which I can't remember the name. It's your shroud skill. Yeah, that one. Sun Cascade. Guardian, pre-stab. Every time we do a fake push, remember that people need to have some form of stability, otherwise they might risk to get pulled. While you do that, place down your lines of wording in front. So if they push toward us, they might get stab ripped. And if I remember correctly, the lines of wording also blocks any face smash. Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, I didn't know
That's
that.
worth a try, actually, Shinko, because...
I remember that it did.
Alright,
I don't
guys.
remember if it still does.
Guys on red, get ready to phase smash. I think it ports past it, but we'll see. Right, phase
Yeah,
smash
yeah.
in 3, 2, 1. Phase smash now.
I think I got all the
Or-
revenants.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Guys in red, that'd be you lot. Obviously, we're red to you, but that's what I meant. Hold on a
right.
second. Have we got another firebrand on our side?
Do you want
Yeah.
a face smash chucked at you, do you?
Yeah, okay. Firebrands, stick a line of warding in front of that squad for me, please. I think we've got
15
one in our squad. I've got 6 seconds. Hold on. 4.
Are you ready, guys, to
Okay, we
actually
got-
face
Right.
smash this time?
Phase smash us now. Go for it. I think it should port through it. Yeah, it ports through it.
Yeah, I remember that it didn't do that.
The thing is, phase smash, it's not a physical projectile. You don't turn into a physical projectile. You kind of teleport from one point to another. There's just an animation that looks like you're jumping, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, kinda.
You can CC the location they're at.
And you can
so-
also see the location they are landing. I remember that.
Yeah, so
So basically, if you drop a CC on yourself, probably they got
Raxi,
stuck.
throw a G-Well on top of us. Guys, use your face smash when you see the G-Well. Throw the G-Well now, on top of us.
Because, it's the same
Face smash here.
reason you can do the thing, like the face smash reveal. So
Yeah.
you physically are at that location. Or
Correct.
maybe that changed. It's a while that I don't play Revenant anyway. Scalpers!
Ah, shit.
We are fake pushing. So, what do? You
Stay alive?
Yeah, but you are supposed to use skills.
Run so far forward, turn a face and press hammer 3.
Nope. You shouldn't be using armor 3 at all. Because you should be in some kind of kit. Can either be the med kit or elixir gun.
You don't want to charge into them with hammer 3. That's what we don't want.
Ever.
The most important thing, right? We are pushing them. Even if it is a fake push, it doesn't matter, right? We are still going for them. What we risk is that we are getting stuck in any CC. That's why the Guardian used the Matter of Liberation to give a pre-stab. Right? We want to prevent the being stuck into any kind of CC. So, as a scrapper, you should be ready to cleanse conditions as soon as they pop. Guys, can you stop killing us, please? I know that is fancy, but last thing, also warriors. Warrior, you can do something in while fake pushing. And now it's not dropping a bubble.
Yeah, blowing
with
the
a B, though.
Warhorn with 4 and 5
Yeah,
for barrier.
Yeah.
and
Of course, attack boost and speed.
yeah, but the most important part is that you can prevent damage to your party, so that's always nice.
Also gives resistance, so you can run through immobilizers.
Yeah, yeah, that's also the reason why Scalpers should be ready to cleanse, because it's unlikely that they will, while fake pushing, will get like 1,000 of conditions, but we can still get immobilized there. If that happens, Scalpers needs to be ready to cleanse. It can be using Bullseye or Fumigate or whatever skill you have to cleanse, but be ready to use it.
Shinko, can I ask a quick Rev question?
Yeah, sure, but probably Mac will reply.
Well, Mick, when I'm doing the dwarf wall, as you called it, I'm seeing an animation in front of me. Is this is the end of that animation how far it is?
Yeah.
Right, so it's only as far as the animation because it doesn't look like 1200.
Are you talking about the brick road, yeah?
Yeah, dwarf. Yeah,
Yeah.
dwarf road. So
Put it
that
down.
only reaches as far as,
Put it down from where you are.
and that's it there.
900
It
probably.
goes. It doesn't. Yeah. It goes about 900 in range.
It's meant to be 12. It's meant to be 9. That's correct. So let's have a look at that one there. Jump out of the way, Zordaf, or I'll hit you with it.
Oh, if
So-
you...
That's
Well,
going
that's-
way up there.
That'll be 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
stab hold is slightly...
It's another reason why, very quickly on that stab road, when we say pushing in 3, 2, 1, go, if the enemy squad, if I'm the comm and I'm all the way back here and their squad are over there, so if you put a 1200 range skill out, you can see that there's no interference possible until we hit that location right there where the red ring is. When I say pushing in 3, 2, 1, go, you kind of want to hit that stab road just as we hit that 1200 range mark rather than right on. So right where that line's just gone there. Okay,
Yep.
so from this distance, it doesn't look like a lot, but believe it or not, that small little distance there gives us the ability to push further without using our cooldowns.
Right. So I should actually, if you asked for it, just say you were Shinko and we're facing the enemy, you want it down, you want it to go past you. Past the front of the enemy, or
No.
in front of them. Because then I'm putting myself in hitting range, I'm going to get killed.
No, exactly. No. You should be like, if you are pushing
put it-
Mac...
Put it there.
you can wait a little bit, like this range probably. See the inner circle of the arena. So as we hit this line, you should be using your stab road.
Ability, right? Okay, understand.
So,
Just
yeah.
one last one. Should I be leading with Glint or with the dwarf
Dwarf.
chalice? Situation dependent, yeah.
Glint is purely for you being able to be in ranged and obviously using it in melee for your facets and your oh shit button, which is your heal, and your CC. We'll do a more in-depth rev thing. I've got a lot of stuff I want to cover on the rev. I'll go over too much time tonight, but
Okay,
lead with dwarf.
Lead with dwarf. Okay.
And I also comment again back to the scrapper and the fake push and super speed, because I also think that's an important thing that we need to take into account. I don't want to take over Shinko, but when I play scrapper, I also try to keep up super speed so that when you do a fake push and you circle back 180 degrees, then you can't get caught.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah, gives you the
idea.
time to get out.
So sometimes I sort of, when you're like in, I don't know, 1500 range and you're doing a super speed, I tend to use my bulwark gyro because we are not in range yet, so that you can take damage, but you are getting the super speed like after 3 seconds delay or something.
Yeah.
So that you get the super speed right when you're sort of in that fake push scenario where you want to circle back. So that might be some useful tips for scrappers in the group.
Yeah, absolutely. And
But don't use it when you're in combat, please.
Since we're
You can
talking
go
about
die.
the scrappers, if we go into the next phase, which is the brain spike, during a brain spike, the commander is trying to, kill the enemies before the fight even starts. So starting with the scrappers, now we are slightly pushing, so we are inside the enemy range, and the enemies can actually do damage. Usually it's not that much damage because the biggest hitters are the Weavers and the Revenants, as we will see in a bit. But we are still really stacked together, and if we are moving it wide, we are not, dying immediately. To me, it's a really nice moment to use the Bulwark Gyro because it protects the scrapper, reduce the overall damage. So basically, it counteracts the possible enemy spike. And makes the spike healable basically instead of being impossible to heal, like the spike is supposed to be. For the very same reason, the Necromancer should do something, right? What the Necromancer should be doing while we are brain spiking.
Being bored.
Nope.
Barrier.
Yeah? Which one? I mean,
No.
you get half point, but you could get
Yeah,
a
but
full point.
I would go F3 and F5 for me. Maybe.
F5 is your Desert Shroud, and that's your bomb, basically. And you're not really in range for a bomb. You're in range for marks, because you can hit our enemies with
Then
marks.
F3 and healing skill. Healing barrier.
Yeah, F3, yes, not F5.
Yeah,
Because
but no, not F5. But then if you're not in range, then I would do F3 and healing skill. It's a barrier for Scourge.
yes, but you should probably be saving your healing skill when we actually push, because right now we are basically trying to prevent damage. So sure, using any barrier skills is good, right? But using your healing skills is much more valuable when we are in 900 range, because then you might be absorbing enemy wells or protecting your party members when they get stuck into a gravity well, whatever the enemy is throwing at us. And range spike is at 1200. So we are basically the guys that are playing at this range are the Weavers, the Revenants, and the Necromancer if they are running stuff. In that case, then place whatever max you want. Stuff number 4 is the highest hitting damage. Of course, also the Guardians can hit at 1200 with both Holy Strikes and the Symbol of Swiftness, which again doesn't do much damage as support, but if you are a Dragon Hunter or a Core Guardian, they do a shitload of damage. As already well, if we are calling for a range spike, the aim at this point is generating downs. So we moved from kiting the enemy and moving around. We finally found a nice moment to probably get some downs. So we call for a range spike and we hope to get all the damage into the same exact point, which is maybe. Yeah, we are going to get a hit, probably move away, because the enemies can also hit us, right? Because if we are in range, they are in range. That's how this game works. So we go in, we try to spike, and then we move out. It's different from a fake push, right? Because in a fake push, we're not really trying to do damage. But in a spike, we do the spike, the Revenants will start jumping and using the face smash to try to get some downs, and then we move away. Or we move in, depending on whether we got some downs or not. Or other probably 1,000 reasons why you want to push or not. Is that somewhat clear? That's the phase where the pool is, valuable. You should probably not be leading with the pool, because it's highly likely that you will get either stab or Aegis. So it's probably more valuable if you wait probably a second to actually use the pool. Yeah. During the rain spike, finally, the warriors, since we do have a couple of warriors, have to do something really, really important. No, they're not charging in. Hello, hi. Yes, they might be using charge. Yes, the charge skill, as in increasing damage. And same goes for the Firebrands. Firebrands should be using they should be giving swiftness in a way or another. That might be using the amount of liberation or the healing skill. We need quickness to be, get a fast spike. But there is something else that the warrior should be doing at this point. At all time, the commander try to look at where the squad is positioned and the enemy is moving. The same thing should be done by our warriors, because the very next phase is usually bombing, right? And with a bomb, it means that we are wanting a bubble. So you should be looking at terrain and maybe start already seeing where we want this bubble to go. We are fighting in a bridge, right? And maybe we are letting the enemy push toward our side. Probably we will push back at a sub point in the bridge. So if you already know where to place this bubble, maybe you can already start positioning yourself in a way that that bubble goes up, without strictly relying on some miracle. And that's how you get proactive bubbles. You keep looking at the fight, you see when the bubble makes sense, you call for it, so the commander knows that he can actually push. Then you make it happen.
Just about the bubbles, guys, or the domes. I call them domes, so if you hear it, you know why. To give you an idea of when a dome is really vital, one, on an invis push, obviously, because you've got a really good engage opportunity. You can CC, you can hard lock the zone. Two, pretty general, as two melee squads engage, you'll generally see the dome come up just as you're pushing in, because they'll be baiting you, which means you'll be jumping into it, them into us, or as we hit, you'll see two domes go up, one enemy, one friendly. The other time is exactly what Shinko's just said, and I want to give you an example of that here. So let's just simulate one thing very quickly for 10 seconds, okay? And this is why, Spellbreakers, you really need to be on your toes and you really need to be ready to, with your sword, to push as hard and fast as you can. One of the things that's made the Firebrand group support really, really strong is this skill. We can give you stability from range pushing into a zone, okay? So if we were to call for a range spike on Shinko's squad and I said, okay, 3, 2, 1 spike, and we spiked and we generated a downed, generally they'll be baiting that or they'll be trying to get it and then they'll be pulling out. So they'll dodge to somewhere like here, but you'll generate a downed here and we'll still be at ranged, okay? So, Shinko, I just want to, we haven't got a huge bomb here, okay, but what I'm going to do is simulate a spike onto you guys, and I want you to move in the location that you would. If somebody stays down, stay down, okay? So, empowering now, going to do a 1200 range spike in 3, 2, 1 now. Spike it, spike it, spike it, spike it. Stop there, okay? Their squad have to move, there's downs. I'd be turning around and going, dome in now, dome in now. Literally, the Spellbreakers want to push, because if their squad decide to try and res in this point here, and we get a dome up on it, we can CC the shit out of it, okay? But this is where, one, you got to learn to read me, and two, you got to be as proactive and really intuitive with that play as you can, because if I don't call for that and I'm pulling the squad on a left flank and you go in because you think I'm going to go, it will create a problem. But if you can see there's a real opportunity there, call it out early. Dome 1 pushing in, dome in 3, 2, 1. If I hear that, even if I'm pulling side or pulling back, I at least know I've got a Spellbreaker pushing in. I know what the intention is. I can capitalize on it. I can use it. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. And since so far we haven't used any of our big hitting skills, right? We should have everything ready to capitalize on that bubble. That's why it's really important that those bubble goes up in the right places. Well,
Well, just one question.
Yes.
Usually, if we're fighting on an open area and I can see the enemy squad moving in a certain direction, and I can see that we're pushing. Usually, I'll push alone and drop the bubble in the direction I see them move, like where they will be in 3 seconds.
Yep.
So that's what you want, right?
But cool that you're doing it. Being proactive is perfect, okay? Being intuitive is priceless. But the communication that you're doing it is worth more than both of them put together.
yeah. And more importantly, instead of calling as you are dropping the skill, if you also call your intention to bubble, like I'm going to bubble in 3, 2, 1, or maybe in 5 even, the commander can call you like no stop. You have like 5 seconds to react to that, and because maybe the commander wants to, I don't know, retreat, because if so another group on the side that you missed, that they're going to push into us, and then we to move away. Maybe he wants to save your cooldown or something. So yeah, communication is key.
It's a 101 thing, but it's also really advanced at the same time. Communication in its basic form is people calling skills, positions down, things like that. when you're really playing intuitive, if you're a class that has the ability to open play, and I'm a football fan, so take a look at it at football midfielders, they are playmakers. They can really create good situations and good playthroughs for their squads, okay, strikers and everything else. Spellbreakers and classes like that, you have that same ability. If we're flanking left and you identify an opportunity right and you're able to make that push and you say pushing a domain on the right hand side in 3, 2 or 5, 4, 3, I can put my hallowed ground down in location to give you the stab to get it up so you don't get CC'd, and I can push the squad to it if I think it's a good idea, or I'll turn around and go, no, come back. And you just got to listen. It's just the reactions.
Why did it go quiet?
No, I was waiting for Mac to finish. Well, now we are leading into a bomb. While we did this rain spike, we might have generated some downs or not. Doesn't matter. Sometimes the commander calls for a bomb, which is the time that you guys are focused on doing the maximum amount of damage that you can. You also have to understand that the commanders will rarely stand still. By doing a rain spike, the commanders call for a rain spike, it might wait for a couple of seconds and then move away or move on the side, because at 1200 range you still have some kind of surprise factor, while if you are in the 900 range or even in melee range, but there is no way that the other squad is waiting for you to do something, right? So the commander will keep moving. That means, Revenant, take care of your phase mash, because you can phase mashing in a place and then you will find yourself alone. Same goes for the Chronomancer with the continuous split. You might be continuous splitting and ending up in the middle of the enemy Zerg. So, those are the things that you have to, take care. Now, as we are leading into a bomb, the bomb is usually at 900 range or melee range, so in this can happen any time. Necromancer is your time to use your corrupt skills, so all your wells goes down. If you are in melee range, you can also drop your breaches without the commander actually calling for that. Same goes for Elementalist. Elementalist is obviously you're bombing down, so meteor shower and all your fancy rotation.
Hey. Just as a quick note, remember that as an ally you have 1200 range, but that you do the same amount of damage no matter at what range you are. So ideally your spot is to be at a spot where you deal damage, but you can't take damage as easily. That's a bit of a challenge, but it's part of LE gameplay. So if you can't do that, just stay on the tag. But remember, even if the squad moves to 900 range to bomb, you don't have to follow them if it doesn't look safe. You can stay at 1200 and get your full bomb down.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't use elevations. If you, as long as you can reach the spot that you're hitting, you don't have to follow the melee squad if it looks like it's a kill zone, because ultimately you won't have the same level of protection. So you can say if the top of this tower or wall that I'm standing in front of right now, say that was the bomb spot. Say there's there's stairs leading up there, and the squad is going up. You don't have to follow the squad to get your damage down. You can hit that spot from down here. And since the logical premise is that the melee squad will always go for the other melee squad, they should ignore you. Right? If it looks like they're not, you can still, if you wanted to, get up there by blinking or maybe by dodge rolling up there to try and get back into the squad's protection zone. But normally you won't have to, because the commander will probably move. As soon as he's bombed, he will move. Okay, so as an LE especially, your job is to think about 2 steps ahead than everybody else, because part of your survival is your ability to find the right place to stand during any duration of a fight. Okay, back to you, Shinko.
Yeah. As we are pushing in, Necromancer, I know that I said that you should be focusing on damage, but remember that. Oh, I will get to Thief. So because finally it's also the role of thieves, because we are bombing, right? So we are pushing in, right? So as we are pushing, remember the barriers, Sun Cascade and Sunflare. Use both of them. Scalpers, use your gyros cooldown. I mean the pure gyro, and avoid using the bulwark one when we are in melee range. But if we are still pretty close to each other and we are moving as a ball as we are supposed to, and we are at range, it's still safe to use the bulwark gyro.
I take it you're saying that because using it sacrifices your health, and if it's hot, you're going to go down like a sack of potatoes.
Yep, that's exactly why I said. And yeah, there are some key things to take care. Right, you have to have people near you to be effective, because then it's highly likely that the damage on you will be lower in a way. You get more barrier, so more buffer to take damage, and yeah. So if you're alone, you set an enemy bomb, using a bulwark gyro won't help you that much. What else? Well, obviously, Chronomancers with the G-Wells and Shield 5. Shield 5 is really important to use that at this point. Chronomancer role is obviously the lockdown of the field, and that's what doing. And by doing that, they are also stripping on the boons, so that's 2 for 1. Daredevils, use your complex rotation to kill people. Yeah, exactly.
No sarcasm there.
No, it's actually 5. So yeah,
And
it's
as easy as it looks, the aim on it.
yeah. No, I know the rotation. It's really complex. You have to press 5. But the most complex thing is actually that you have to read the movement of the enemy squad, because the Volt has really a stupid animation. So if you fail reading the enemy movements, you risk to waste all your Volts basically. So yeah, that's the hardest part of playing Daredevil. At this point, we are bombing down, so we are trying to use our highest damaging skills to generate downs. And don't forget that downing an enemy is not the same as killing them. You actually have to kill the enemy to kill them. I know that it might sound stupid, but believe me, many commanders believes that once they are downed, they are dead, and that's not the case. Yeah. If you take away only one thing from this training, that's the thing that you have to take away.
And we need to do that.
Finally, the very last phase, and luckily it's also the easiest one. After we have bombed, usually what happens, we try to regroup. Usually, I tend to regroup on the enemy corpses, so it's easier to cleave them down. While we are regrouping, Guardians, use your empowers and only strikes on our group rather than using offensively. Chronomancer, if you see that your Scrapper is dead or that you still have a shit ton of conditions,
Both.
you know, you can still use null field on your party to cleanse a lot of conditions because it's pulsing Condi cleanse. Scalper, avoid using Bulwark Gyro, especially if you are out of personal cooldowns. Because while we are regrouping, if we are still in range of the enemies and the enemies is not broken, so they're not fully dead, it's not like we are in a safe spot. And regrouping doesn't mean that we are going to stay still, except for a little bit of time to allow people to actually converge back to the tag. But we will still keep moving, right? And you might have guessed the next phase will probably either be another spike, or we start kiting to reposition ourselves, or in any case wait for another opportunity to bomb, because we cannot do bomb all the time, because basically there are not enough cooldowns for that. Believe it or not, I'm going to reply to both Sash and Mac at the same time. Yes, no, commanders keep calling for bombs, and although that usually don't happen. As exactly what Max said, I finished my long thing of things that should happen automatically. I already written all this down, and we'll be sharing that after the raid. So now it's time for putting that in practice. We're going to do a mock battle between these two groups. I'll have to balance them out.
Even the squads out, yeah, please, thanks.
Because right now
just while Shinko's, or we are balancing these squads out, guys, just me as a com, alright, I look at any type of battle as a kick-ass boxer playing on a chessboard, alright, a real life bloody chessboard. You got to move into the right positions, you've got to juke in, you've got to juke out, you've got to make his openings, you've got to create them yourself, look for them, take the opportunities when they turn up, and back the fuck off when you've done it, okay? Don't over push, don't get overconfident, that's when things start to go wrong and you can actually really get capitalized on. And repositioning, again, is all about strategy. That's what my job is. Your job is to know your role within that squad, what skills to use during that process and that phase, which is why this is so important. So the biggest thing I'm going to stress to you after all of this, when this video gets uploaded, watch it again.
If I can just quickly add to that from a follower's point of view, because I am not a commander, but I have followed a lot of commanders. Ultimately, what we're asking you to do here is a very veteran thing, but it's also, even if you're not a vet, it's going to help you so much in your gameplay. We're asking you to not just literally do what the commander is asking, but to understand why he's asking it. Because once you understand that, there's so many things that will make sense to you, and then you'll be able to start preempting commander movements, even though you don't, you haven't followed them 3 times a week for 4 years. So try and kind of get this into your system, that you'll start seeing a pattern on raids, Ultimately, all commanders want the same results. And just stay a little bit aware while you're going through your skills and learning everything else that you're learning as a player. Just try and be aware of, okay, I'm doing this because such and such is about to happen, or the commander's probably going to do this, and sometimes you could be right and sometimes you could be wrong, but all of that is really useful information to help you improve as a player.
I need 1 firebrand from any of the party 5 members, but not Daz, because I need a scrapper. Okay.
I'm confused. What's happening now?
Did you sort the comps out, mate?
Yeah, kinda. You're short of 1 firebrand, so I'm fine with it, but
1, I see, okay.
because yours are party 1
Blue,
and
just
2.
jump on Firebrand just for a second, mate.
Yeah, alright.
Thank you.
And then, okay, I have to. So I'll move here. I'll give you Sash.
Guys,
So we
jump
are
out and
party
make
of
sure that you're in the
6.
correct groups.
So, yeah.
How do I
Group
know which
For
group I'm
me,
in?
group 3 and 4, Washinko. Take the group you're in, jump into the relevant colour. If you're already in the right one, stay here.
Mac, what's happened to your mic?
What he's
Your
been
mic-
through tonight is an awful lot, okay? Strangely enough, it's still all 101 stuff, but it's still a lot. So make sure that, although it's a lot of information, it can seem overwhelming if you haven't heard part of it before or some of the bits are new. He'll upload the video, we'll get the videos up, just watch it again. I know I will be.
Am I in the right squad?
No, you changed.
I can actually
out-
do something like
Check out
this.
who your
my God.
fireband is. Steve.
Okay.
Go into that
Sorry,
color.
I can't hear who's
Mac?
Oh,
speaking.
fuck. Alright,
Tag up.
Who should I be in?
jump into my squad, guys.
Okay, you're red or blue?
Am I in the
Just
right
lost my
squad?
mic.
Yeah, I just lost mine too.
There you go, right.
Join
Jump into
the
my
pink
squad.
tag.
I
Join
just-
up, join up.
When you kicked me from squad, it kicked me from the guild hall too.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no!
I didn't think
Blame
it through.
Chinko for that.
Sorry. That's my fault.
That's a big move,
Proactive
that.
gameplay.
That's
Thing is-
that's
thing
proactive
is-
guild kick. No,
By the
it
way,
is-
there's no option to
I'm-
get back in.
no, it is.
I have to be in
Yeah, we have to
Matt's
invite you to
squad,
the squad. Yeah.
Once
hang
you're
on.
in the squad, you'll be fine.
Alright, hold on. Am
I
I?
can
Was
find
Des
Baz.
my com or was Des my
I wasn't in
fireband or
your
was he
squad
yours?
yet, I'm in party
Yeah.
2. so
Cool.
I
Okay.
should be
Right.
with you.
1 second. There you go. Invite to squad, mate.
Thank you.
Invite banana.
Wait.
Right. If guys, if
Banana.
somebody else needs a squad invite, shout out.
I do.
Yeah, me.
I do.
I do too.
Me.
Okey-doke.
Why can't I see the game now porting back off to a different map?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Which group should I be in? Which colour should I be fighting for when I get there?
For red.
Red. Thank you.
Are you asking if we're the baddies?
No, I just
Guys,
want to
if
know who to
you-
kill.
There we go. I was going to say, if you need an invite to my squad, do me a favour and just PM me, because I don't have you all in chat, which means I can't invite somebody that I haven't got.
Yeah, and I suppose that other back member can invite the ones that are doing the pluses in guild chat.
Yeah, someone bring him in, guys.
And Neko, you are on the other side.
You can blame Shinko for that.
It's not like I don't want you here, but I suppose we can do this.
Right, I got one more I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
Me, I don't know if that's me or not. I don't know which group you're in. I'm still
Yeah,
standing.
you're on the right side.
Unit B and Max.
Right.
So-
Who was that? Stevie? You're in mine, yeah?
Yep.
Alright. Where are you,
I'm ready
mate?
to PM you. I'm in Auric Basin.
Okay, one
sorry,
second,
yeah.
I haven't even got you on chat.
I don't even have you on it.
Alright, hold on. Fuck's sake, Shinko.
I didn't think it that it would kick people from the guild.
Your name is Mechi, and what next? What next?
There you go, mate. I can whisper you now. I'm doing it. Yo.
Nice one.
Mech, your name is
There.
Mech, and what's next?
What's that, sorry?
Mac Beast.
Mech and
Mech Beast. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but
It says portal user being added already exists. The fuck? Alright. Did I get you, Stevie? Are you in?
Yes, you did, mate.
Nice. Okay.
Reply trying to
Materialised.
whisper isn't online.
Hold on a second.
Got space between each character and the mech part.
Yeah, and there's a weird, stupid fucking symbol above the E as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
because I've got the same name on each character. Aka. Invite. Right. So I've got 11, yeah?
Yeah, I got 11 as well.
Okay, cool.
Where's that red guy? There he is.
Yeah, I'm still not on your squad, Mac, so I don't know.
Me also.
Just got
Oh, crap. Hold on, Blue. Hold on.
stepped again off the guild hall after leaving the squad.
Yeah, that's...
We're meant to follow these guys into battle as well.
I know. Well, usually if you kick people from the squad, that doesn't kick them from the Borderlands. So
I would have
how
no
do we get
idea.
blue into? How do we get blue into the Guildhall, guys? Because we need her in. I want to get this done. And I want to get on the borders.
you're talking which blue? The other blue?
Yeah, the other one. The second.
I'll take blue. That's not an issue.
Are you in the Guildhall with us already? You on the map?
Give me a second, I'm switching the map.
There you go. Okay, cool. I don't mind taking her. I didn't have that issue. It was just the fact that you booted them all bloody out.
Too late. It's mine.
All right. I've got people moving around. I just sorted the squads out, and now they've gone funny again. 1 second, guys. Don't move around.
I'm just coming straight up to you, Meg, and then whisper you. After that, you can invite me, hopefully.
Yeah, cool.
No, stay with me. Stay with me.
Ancient tactics. Kill him whilst he's not ready.
I see you, Blue. I gotcha.
Shinko was proactive with the
Okay,
invite.
but if I leave now, I got pulled up the
Stay.
good hot again.
1 second.
No,
1 second,
stay. It's okay. How many do you have, Mac?
12.
And then I have 12 as well with blue. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, take blue then.
Okay.
All right,
Blue,
let me just
yeah,
get my
blue.
revs and everything else sorted out then.
Okay,
Again-
Shinko, are we blue or red?
yeah, we are
Team.
blue.
Okay.
Why do I not have any fucking Scourge? What's the deal?
Because I have 3 of them.
Yeah, I figured.
I will switch.
You will have to do without scourges, mate.
It's
All right.
proactive inviting.
Guys, 1 second, let's have a look. We're in trading channel. Okay, fine. If you're in my squad, jump up to open raid. Shinko, we'll just go text from here until we call the fight.
Yeah, sure.
Jump up to open raid. What's that?
Jump up to open raid channel. Look into Discord. Go into open raid channel. It's like 3 channels up.
All right. Okay. Hold on. I didn't know what you meant. Within.
There's 2 people left to go up.
They're spies.
There's 12 and 12.
12
Right,
12.
now
Perfect.
they're all gone. Let's kick their arse. Come on.
Yeah, that's the plan. But
Charging in 3, 2, 1, charge!
no. Stay quiet for a bit. I mean, the idea is to practice everything that we just went through before applying that in open field in hopefully like a couple of minutes. So
A couple of minutes. I think you overestimate their chances, Shinko.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Guess start moving around. Let's keep moving on the right side. Dodge full. Dodge away. Step us down in 3, 2, 1. Step us down. Go on the left side. Well, we're going for a fake push. Nope. Let's go straight here. Okay. Let's hide here and be ready to stop to sustain bomb. They are exactly on us.
Let's not.
Dominas.
Okay. What happened here, besides the obvious fact that we died, Max saw us moving toward this choke point how did he saw us? We were in stealth, but not everybody got stealth. And the guys that were without stealth moved with us because I told, no, let's go, move right in the corner. So Mech knew that we were here, and he did the obvious thing about, let's bomb them. Other thing that is quite important, the dome. There was no need to use it. I mean, we were already dead, and either you use it proactively, like as soon as we stood still, I said something, be ready to... I couldn't finish the sentence because they attacked it as we hit, right? But that was probably the right moment to use your dome, because...
So you want it sooner?
If we are in this case, we were on the defensive side, so sooner the better, right?
Yeah, but they were stealth. We couldn't have known that. Like, we know that they push us, but we couldn't be 100% sure.
Yeah,
Do you want
that's
me
why
to
you
just waste
take
the dome?
That's why you take risks. Yes.
Okay.
And for all our supports, me included, we should have been ready to sustain. Because we were regrouping, right? We were standing still, knowing that the enemy squad was incoming. So, no surprise there, right? I know that we couldn't know that they were attacking us at that point. I guess we can go, right? Because it's 9:22.
You said at 23.
Yeah, I know. But I like this time zone difference. Okay, let's go for a fake push. Drop your things in front. Stay behind, stay behind. We're going to dodge behind the choke point again. Stealth as we go, and be ready to bomb in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Spike in front. Let's try to get... You see, we managed to got one. Now we have to move back, because they are stealthing behind the choke point, right? So we know that they are going to jump on us. And they are, again, on us. Yeah, we got killed. We knew that they could be coming from one side or another, but I'm not trying to win this, but I'm trying to use that teachable moments. So our supports should be like ready, and we should have had way more hazing going around. Like I saw some marks, which is good, right? But way more interference. Because as soon as you saw one of the marks popping, you immediately know that they are on us. So what needs to happen then is either we go in sustain mode or we go in bomb mode, which for Necro is the same thing. Shout, send flare, you stack up on your barrier, you give barrier to your allies. Scalpers, you go through your cleansing rotation and start healing like crazy, while Firebrand do what the Firebrand does, keep people stable.
Just a question, but did everyone roll as soon as they dropped the bomb? Because I rolled as soon as they dropped the bomb, and I managed to get just like a little bit out of the damage. I don't know. I mean, like if you don't do that, I feel like you're downed instantly.
Yes. No. That's one thing that we have to Everybody agree on that. And yes, you should be dodging away from the bomb. I wasn't dodging because I was busy talking mostly. But yes, we should be dodging away. As you know your commander, we all tend to have a preference on the direction of dodging. Both Mac and I usually dodge on the left side, if possible. So, you know, if you can choose and you're following one of us, dodge on the left side, usually where we dodge anyway. Okay, that's all. Now, again, we are getting in range for a range spike. We are in range for range spike at this moment, and you see that the enemies are keeping me there, right? And they will capitalize on that. Now we have to move fast and away from them to avoid getting pushed. But we do need CCs going out as soon as we got in range, and we were in range for a long time. Right? That's now they stealthed probably. No, they were on the other side. Now we stealth in 3, 2, 1. Let's stealth and be ready to full push them in 3, 2, 1. We are on them. Most likely. Yes, we were on them.
Dope.
Now we dodge back. We try to regroup behind the corner. Right? And we push them in 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. And spike at the end. Pull and spike. We finish the downs, we regroup, and we move on the left side. Right? Now they are behind this corner, so we know where they are. We regroup, we sustain, and we move.
5 seconds.
Yeah. We are going behind them. They don't expect that we can full push them, right? Now we stop here. We stop because they drop everything on us, while we won't be dodging them. And now we do something else, like, I don't know, move away or dodge or follow up. And that's I just wanted to give you the base phases without dying at the first. Now it's kinda hard to do that in real time while you're also commanding, but you know you get the gist, hopefully. The better you get, the more you can read the commander intentions, but there will always be those, like you push, you do damage, you regroup, and you could keep doing that. Okay, what we got for last one? It's frustrating that I'm still in combat. I don't know who I'm in combat with. That's so annoying.
You're all the time in combat. This is a combat zone.
Yeah, I keep getting in combat and I don't want it.
But no, I'm telling you, you're all the time in combat. You will not get out, I think. This is a combat zone all the time.
Oh.
You can get out if you move to the edge or just farther from them.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to use a tonic, that's all. Okay.
I just realised stealth is 45 seconds in the arena, not 60 seconds.
Yeah. We are using PV stats and PV things, so most of the things. Oh, move back, move with me, fast. I forgot I told that I'm ready. Focus stress on tag. No, I thought it was.
I got it already.
Okay. Let's move. Yeah. Move away from them. You see Aka moving toward us, right? So they are on us. Sustain on tag. Yeah. Full dodge back on me. Let's regroup. We're going to push them in 3, 2, 1. Stay on the right side. Spike at the choke point in 3, 2, 1. The spike there. Dodge through them and bomb back behind us. We are keep moving. Stay on the right side. You see where they are dropping damage and where they are trying to block us from moving, right? So we're going to now on the left side. We lost some guys, but that's not a problem. We stealth now in 3, 2, 1. We stealth and blast. We go through the choke. They are doing the exact same thing, right? And now we bomb on our feet. We managed to get behind them, so we are exactly on them. We have to use this moment to drop any kind of damage that we can. Obviously, they were more than us, so our bomb didn't do much. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Now we all jump on open raid and do some conclusions there.
Everybody's switching channels.
What did we just?
Which way are we going?
Well, I'm just. Just too funny.
I'll come back down to this one just to finish it all off, all right? So it's stuff like this. I know the training session was long, it's needed, and we've got the footage so that we don't need to worry about doing it again, okay? So one time, just deal with it. We'll be able to get to a raid. It also puts people in a decent frame of mind as well. The scrims, we should do that a bit more often. I know that the stat changes in arena, in guild hall versus World v World aren't the same. I get that bit, but it still gives you a really good indication and everything else of what's going on. If anybody experienced anything that they weren't not too sure of or anything like that in here tonight, bring it into After Raid Lounge and or ping me, Shinko, let us know what's going on, ask Sash if you need to. We want to help as many people that want the help. We don't know what problems you've got if you don't tell us, and the second we do know, we can really hammer into what's going on and we can change it, we can help. But we need your help to do that.
Well, hopefully I can retain a fraction of what's been explained tonight. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and again, the video will get uploaded. Make sure you watch it, and we will go through I'll do a Revs training session as well so that we can dive a little bit deeper into it. Shinko, did you want to finish off with anything, mate?
No, you just did. I mean, I was about to say mostly the same things, so yeah, no.
And I don't know if anybody's noticed here, but Shinko's the one that hosts these sessions. He's a much better individual trainer and group trainer. I bring everything together once everything's been put into play. I take it on the field, and obviously Shinko being a commie can do that as well. But as you've probably seen, Shinko isn't just winging what he's saying. He's written all of this down. It's scripted. He's going to be able to give it to you via text and via a video. He puts a shit ton of effort in. So one, thank you very much, mate. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, two, make the most of it, guys, okay? Because not all guilds will run you through this. They'll expect you to pick it up and learn as you go. They'll call you out on the field. They'll expect you to put the extra time in a way to be able to pick it all up. Some even ask you for the bloody footage. We're prepared to sit in a guild hall and run through it all, put a video up for you to go back to it, and give you text to read through it. So put a bit of time in to go through it, because you'll feel the benefit and we'll see the benefit on the field. Let's have a look at the borders.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Who's are we joining your squad, Mac?
Sorry, in Green.
Yeah, everybody just jump onto my tag and then we'll sort the groups out from there. What's wrong, babe?
Nothing.
Oh.
Mac, do you want to